It is very futile trying to change or help a person who doesn't seem to see that there is a problem. And that is what most family members of addicts go through. You advise an alcoholic, you try to help them, you get patient and think that they'll come to their senses. But every day they continue doing what they always do. They drink and become stupid, do silly things, do things that they are going to regret, but they don't change. It seems like you are the one seeing the problem, but they are not aware of the problem. And this might be true to many people who are addicted because they have become dependent on their substance of choice. It becomes almost unimaginable living life without the alcohol or their drug of choice. But it is, however much unfortunate this scenario is, the fact remains that for somebody to change, they first have to recognize that there is a problem. And this recognition will only come from them. It is said that change requires awareness. And if you are not aware, definitely you are not going to change. And for somebody who has been an addict, somebody who has become dependent to a substance, it becomes very hard for them to change. They might even be aware that they have a problem, but they don't know how to live life without their addictive substance. It then becomes almost impossible for this person to change, because the brain of an addict always keeps pushing them towards their substance of choice. It is their go-to when everything else seems to fail. And that is the biggest problem with addiction. It strips you of everything that you need to live life naturally and normally. It becomes your powerhouse. It becomes your driver. You see, with alcohol, you cannot get happy when alcohol is not in the vicinity. You cannot stand up to speak your mind when alcohol is not there. Alcohol makes you lose your dignity and the self-respect. So anytime you want to do anything, you'll be faced with shame and guilt. And this shame and guilt is so intense that you figure out or think that you need alcohol to make you feel normal, to make you feel okay, to make you be real. When in actual sense, this alcohol, these drugs are killing the real you and replacing it with a false addicted person who needs drugs, who needs alcohol to function. You are not you anymore. You are a zombie that is being driven by drugs or alcohol. And that is the tragedy of addiction. So when somebody tries to help you, when somebody tries to make you become sober, for a while you'll act like they're actually doing something and you're bound to change. But the moment you are on your own again, you feel you are naked, you feel you are vulnerable, And without this drug, without alcohol, you cannot do anything. You cannot become anybody. Drugs and alcohol make you to become useless. And this uselessness of yours, it's only this drug and alcohol that can cure it. So you are adding your uselessness into another uselessness. You are becoming a vessel for your drugs and alcohol to operate and manifest. Most of the things you do, it is not you who are doing them. It is your drugs, it is the alcohol that is making you to do these things. It is distorting reality. It is distorting your sense of personality. It is distorting your self-respect. In fact, it is stripping you of your self-respect, your self-esteem, your self-worth, your humanity. You become an empty vessel that is only powered by drugs, that is only powered by alcohol. Without them, you cannot function. Without them, you are, you are just nothing. That is why you are going to suffer from withdrawal symptoms. That is why most people who have spent a lot of their lives drinking alcohol and on drugs are almost forever shy when they are sober. Because when the alcohol or the drugs are not in your system, you become blank. You don't know what to do. You don't even know how to do it. The only thing you remember is that you need alcohol. You need drugs to keep you going. And it becomes very tough to change such a person, to get them to stop using these things, because they are now the center of their lives. Fortunately, drugs and addicts and alcohol can be overcome. It is a habit that you developed. You can also change these by developing healthier habits and doing things that will help you and move you forward one day at a time.